Hey everyone, welcome to another video of Nameless Things. So today let's take a look at Doom 2029 issue 1. So I got this comic from Worthing Comics, and if you haven't visited Worthing Comics, it's an amazing site where you can get a lot of amazing comics for a very cheap price. I've put their link in the description below. And after the announcement that RDJ is coming back to the MCU as Doctor Doom, I got so happy, and I was like, I've always thought Doom is an amazing villain which we needed to see on the big screen. We got one in some of the early Fantastic Four movies, but it didn't really capture a lot of Doom's menacing power, his brutal mind a lot more. And I think the most accurate depiction that I have seen of Doom outside of the animated cartoon series is this video game cutscenes, because that was like so brutal and so effective in depicting Doom. And I just hope the Russo brothers also do a good job of depicting Doom on the big screens. I mean, we're going to find out within a year or so let's see. So anyways, ever since that announcement, I've been scouting for some key Doom comic books, and not major keys because obviously they're going to be very expensive, but some minor keys or some cool side issues with a very nice backstory about Doom or anything like that. And I came across this particular comic about Doom in 2029 issue 1. So this particular issue came out in 1993. This was like a year after the first issue of Spider-Man 2029 hit the stands. And I think at this point there was also X-Men 2099 and Punisher 2099. I think that was the fever back then, which made good sales. So I think they went ahead and did one for Doom as well. And as you can see, they gave a totally new look to Doom. He has a blue cape and like just metallic armor, and they have this cool silver what do you call this, background, no, bordering over here, sorry, the bordering over here. And this has all these markings here, like it's part of a mechanical motor or something. So it's a pretty cool design, and it's a foil over here. As you can see, it's shiny, so it's pretty cool. It captures the image of Doom, who is godlike and menacing. So it does capture a good image of Doom, and that's what made me instantly get this issue. So I got this like I think a week or two back, and I gave it a quick glance, getting just a grasp of the story, but I didn't do a detailed read yet. So let's do that together. Before we get further into the video, be sure to hit the like button and share this with your friends, and you can smash the subscribe button and stay tuned for more such videos. So I have the issue out of the bag and the board, and as you can see here, it's a silver foil, and there's a bit of marks, if you can see over here. Yeah, there's a bit of indentation, and it's a bit slightly well torn over here. So yeah, I'm a bit bummed out about that. I think the quality of this would be somewhere at a 5 or a 6.0, I think, because of this. But I'm not too upset about it, because I got this for like a super cheap price at Worthings. So I can't really complain all that much. But I just at least wish it didn't have this mark over here. Luckily it isn't on any major part of the Doom's character in this cover page, so that's good. And thankfully none of the pages inside are torn either, so that's good. So as you can see, the story starts with modern day Latveria. Well, modern day being in 2029. So this is, they're giving like a a bit of an intro to the place where this is the modern day Latveria. People are going around and they're talking, and these are the bots. And the thing about 29 issues is there's a lot of references to Alchemax, which is like this big evil corporation which has which was coming from the Spider-Man 2099 lines. And we saw later in the Superior Spider-Man storyline how Alchemax came from Allen Chemicals, which was run by Liz Allen's company, which later became Alchemax. And then that ties into the whole Miguel O'Hara 2099 storyline of Spider-Man. And Doom suddenly appears over here. I think he was probably fighting with the Fantastic Four, and then he returns to Latveria in a totally different point in time. And he has no idea where he is, because he's back to Latveria, but he doesn't see his castle, and he's angry, like asking what the hell happened, where is everything. And then there's these bots that tell him to come stand down or identify himself, and he's like, how dare you threaten me, and I am Doom. So Stanley presents Muses of Fires, and then he just destroys those bots over there. Add over here. Yeah. So here the other guys are wondering whoever the hell this guy is, and then Doom goes towards them and asks what year is this, and they say 2099. So that's when he realizes I'm much later than expected, and could it be that I have been forgotten on my own land? Then it is time to make Latveria remember me. And we get a karate ad over here, quite popular with the Karate Kid movies back then. So I guess this is probably a championship or a video game. I think it's a video game. Yeah. Anyhow, so then they go to Latveria's capital, and you can see the main antagonist is sitting behind the chair talking with Mr. Stone, who is the owner of Alchemax. And then you have Tiger Wylde over here, who has taken over Latveria now, and the new boss running the town of Latveria. And you have this guy, this lady here, who's like kind of laying fortune cards over here. Seems like one of those classical English movies where there's that one fortune teller with a card. And Doom makes an entrance by blasting the guards in, declaring that I am Victor Von Doom and I demand to see Tiger Wylde. And these people think it's another Doom bot. So I guess in the time that Doom wasn't there, obviously his castle was there, and he had a lot of Doom bots, and they probably took the same path because he programmed them, and these guys think it's the same thing. So this guy is bored with administrative duties and decides to have some fun with the Doom bot, and he says, "I am no robot." And yep, here they are. Doom ruled Latveria in the 20th century. He vanished before I was born. If you are truly Victor Von Doom, you have a very long absence to explain. And here he is saying that where I have been is not an issue. You may leave Latveria with no fear of reproach, but Latveria is mine, stating claim. So clearly these both are trying to show their dominance on each other. One guy who ruled Latveria before and the current ruler of Latveria, and this guy just grabs him by the neck, saying perhaps a history lesson is to be taught. But this guy is humbled quite quickly, say. And Tiger Wylde just takes his hand off and punches him, showing the fact that I mean, it's quite fair. I mean, he's in a totally different century. The technology is quite advanced, even though Doom is scientifically brilliant. Time is time. There's going to be a lot of innovations that he missed out on, putting him at a disadvantage. And this guy Tiger Wylde, who displays his powers at him. And here he is. He grabs Doom by the neck. This reminds me of that scene where Doom grabs Thanos by the neck and then de-spines him. So he absorbs all the energy from Doom's armor and redirects it back at him, making him weak. Kind of like the move that we saw with Miles Morales and Miguel O'Hara in the Across the Spider-Verse movie. And we got some ads over here for the holiday sale. And this guy just rips out the mask, the faceplate of Doom, and we see a clear Victor Von Doom's face over here. So this scene of him throwing out Doom's face reminds me of the scene where Ballal Dev is trying to rip the chest of Mahendra Bahubali and try to snatch his heart. And this guy say, and you are too young to be the 20th century warrior who overthrew Latvia's royal house, and you are far too pristine. History says Doom's face was hideously scarred. Allow me to complete the masquerade. And then he burns Doom's face. So yes, this is straight up evil. And then he says, "Zone, find out who hired this fool and clean up this mess." And this is that that fortune card teller lady who takes him away. Only to the next scene where you can see he's kind of in this rubble ruins kind of place where they've treated to his wounds. He's like all bandaged up like a mummy, or like the guy from Hollow Man. And you see this over here. Yeah, and he's there in the gypsies. You say, "Your guest is awake, Fortune. You're taking an enormous risk with him, I know. But if we take a chance and let Tiger Wylde continue his course, he'll take Latveria and us straight to ruin with him." So these guys are obviously I think a secret resistance group that rescued Doom from Tiger Wylde over there. And then he has a conversation saying that you're good, and he says, "I remember you, woman. You stood with Tiger Wylde." And says, "Reading the tarot for him protects my people. The name's Fortune. This is Vox, our tribe's adept. You'd be dead if not for his healing magics. I have been close to death many times before in the past." So Doom doesn't want to show any weakness whatsoever. And your past is questionable. You may be deluded into some corporate runaway, but the cards and Vox say you'll catalyze a shift in power and topple Tiger Wylde before he destroys Latveria. Then accept that I am Doom. I have lost many years and perhaps all of the resources once at my command. Help me reclaim Latveria. And she says, "As leader of the Zephyro clan, I offer you my tribe's support and assistance. You are Zephyro. I grew up hearing stories of Latveria, Zephyro-born monarch. This has been passed down from generation to generation. I give this to Boris, the one man I called a friend. Gypsy blood bonds us, Fortune." So we see here, "You remember nothing about your disappearance, only pain beyond description. For the moment, I cannot be concerned about my memory loss. I have too much to learn about this new world." So How he got here, Doom doesn't remember himself, but there is some event that brought him all the way till 2099. That he's not currently interested in knowing how he got there, because now he's put in a new world, and his first priority is to ensure that is, that he takes control of Latveria back again. So she introduces him to Wire. He's a cyber savant, the boy from the runes. How can he help me? If you need information, Wire can access any world database. Fortune gave me the specs. You're scoping razor edge tech after scavenging the obsolete circuitry in this tin can. Straight up, you need my help. So this is that tech friend, I think. Sorry if I'm stereotyping, but I have not read the following issue, so this whole issue is quite new to me. Most people can't process the volume of information Wire inputs, but he skates through cyberspace effortlessly. A worthy talent if he can recognize true, valuable information. Accessed everything you need in a gift wrapped package. Only one problem: we have to leave the country. So these people, I think, are now leaving the country. This is crazy. Why should we trust someone who believes he ruled Latveria 100 years ago? If you wish to turn back, girl, go. Stand with me or not at all. I'm with you, but only so you don't get Wire killed. The amulet fortune. The amulet fortune. Easy on Xander. Easy on Xander. She may be young, but she's our best fighter. Circumstances have made us allies, not friends. I will not coddle an adolescent's hurt feelings. When your great great grandfather was alive, Fortune, I gave him this as a means to leave this country should I fall from power. So Doom gave this amulet to her great great grandfather. We got another arcade ad over here, and boom, here we go. So I think they've left the country to a different location, and trying to get in some gear. So wire the gate now. How about a little courtesy? Who died and made you CEO? Chill, Zandra. Enjoy the glide, the aces, short conning footpacks, and the at cave marketplace any day. Alright, so they enter a new place, and wire stay close to me and try not to shoot yourself in the foot. Sandra. No guards, no laser trips. This is too easy. We shut down what we could out of the security system, but there was no time for Wire to search for backup defenses. Something's wrong. Someone's looking at them through the cameras, and they say, we have visitors, not that you care, but their presence here may prove valuable to me. Alright, so looks like someone's welcoming these unexpected guests for a fight, and boom, here you go, taken care of. Do you want me to kill him? Easy or not? No, hold your fire unless necessary. Inside quickly. So Doom is, yeah, he's not dumb. He's definitely smart, and he's definitely wise as well. And he gets in saying, no one moves, no one gets hurt. I seek Dr. Celia Quants. Please offer no resistance. So she looks for the doctor. Don't be stupid. A brilliant neurosurgeon like yourself deserves more than inadventurous servitude to the Pixel Corporation. I offer your freedom in exchange for your services. Remember to monitor neurochemical distribution of the PET scan. Also, should any cardiac anomaly occur, please, doctor, I know my own procedure. We both have a stake in this operation's outcome. And so they're operating on Doom. I think they're trying to enhance him, make him stronger, I guess, augment him, and blah, 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 enhancing the neural motor responses and creating a cyber neural interface with unlimited potential if he can handle the resurrecting of his brain and doesn't go mad. Okay, so they're doing a procedure that could take quite the physical toll, but again, Doom is no ordinary person, so he should be able to take it. Another 2-page ad over here, and this is probably like Doom circling in his mind, getting flashbacks of what happened as the procedure is going on in the background. And this gives me the vibes of when Logan was getting that experimentation done on him during the Weapon X program, where they tried to inject the adamantium into him, bonding it with his bones. And you remember that that scene from X-Men Origins Wolverine, where he's remembering every aspect of his past, and I guess that's what Doom is doing as well, trying to remember what happened, remembering his rivalry with the Fantastic Four, and then says that Doom is dead. And then after he wakes up and the experimentation proves to be successful, his own armor is now much more lighter and stronger, almost like as if it's just a part of him. And he also he has a cyber mission beneath that armor that gives him the tactical interface with the nanotech in his head. And also there's a battery, and she wants to run some tests, but he said there is no more time for tests. I have been reborn and every moment counts. Dr. Doom is dead. And I think I skipped to the last part. Yeah, here it is. Long live Doom. and they should have put the cape on the head. It would look more menacing, because this just looks like a Doom bot. But I mean, it's pretty cool, and I think this is supposed to be like a dark bluish gray kind of cape, because here it looks just gray, but in the cover it's, blue, but no, still menacing as hell. So, and then you have a quote over here from Shakespeare: "For a muse of fire that would ascend the brightest heaven of invention, a kingdom for a stage, princes to act, and monarchs to behold the swelling scene." Shakespeare, Henry V. To be continued. Alright guys, so that was the video. So I tried doing a bit of narration. I don't know how effective I was in it. And I probably won't know until I replay this while I'm editing it. But I don't think I was extremely efficient in narrating it. I'm sorry about that, because I was reading through along the lines for the first time itself, and some of these words were a bit hard to pronounce. But all said and done, the story I found was quite interesting. Doom is now in the future. He has no idea how he got there, and the country which was under his rule, which was like this amazing nation of might, all under his power and rule, is now under someone else's rule. His technology is not apt to the times that he's in, and there's someone else who he now has to defeat and reclaim his throne and country back from. So there is a challenge for Doom, kind of like now how, like kind of like now he's an underdog having to rise and be the leader of the land. So it's an interesting story of how a villain does that. So that would be pretty cool to see. And also I should read up the future issues and see if there's any tie-ins to the X-Men 2099 or Spider-Man 2099, or maybe Punisher 2099. There's a lot of popular 2099 counterparts of the main characters we know in the present day Marvel universe. So I should catch up to this storyline. Actually, you should read it, and let me know your thoughts about this issue in the comment section below, and I will catch you guys next time.